This is a video follow-up on a note on our tracking of Jacob Addaram as he rose to Cairns, Australia from back. Here's where he started, July 7th, back there. And he's rowing on his own. He's had some bad luck here, had great progress down to here, then some bad luck. And bad luck means here real light wind or wind in the wrong direction, and also unfavorable currents. And he is in a big boat, and so he is susceptible to those. But now he's making some progress to the south, which I want to show could turn out to be a bit of good luck, and that's something we just added today. But for those who haven't looked at this is a download link you can download to your Google Earth to follow him, and it overlays, you can overlay all these things. And we've got the currents in here, and you'll see that the currents here, this is the Artoffs, and the currents are going, this is about, if you look at the scale down here, this is this color here, somewhere in here, 0.4, 0.5 knots of current, according to that model, in the wrong direction. And the Oscar currents, same way, even worse. They're more directly to the east. They're updated every 8 days. And they are averages over the past 8 days. Now then we can also look at the ASCAT winds. These are the real satellite winds going by, and this last pass just looks like it missed him, no winds at all. And on this one, so this is just updated. Last time I looked here, there was just real light scattered winds in this area, something that looks about like this up here in this area. So he really doesn't have any wind at all or current. Yeah, you can also look at the waves and so forth. But let me show you what is new, what we put up that's new today. And these are the average winds, climatic winds from KOGAL. KOGAL, that's down University of Oregon, and these are statistics based on QuickScat scatterometer winds. And so it's really the best climatic wind data a sailor or mariner has. And so this is April 1st to 15th. And here's the colors. You see this kind of light blue is 11, 10, 12 knots. Basically in the right direction. Now that's the climatic. That's what it's supposed to be, right? But that's not what it is. What he's got right now is just really light winds that are all over the board. And but here's the point that I wanted to make. This is April 1st, and look, see these winds, the climatic winds. This is average over 10-year period. From real satellite measurements of the winds here and in the past. So let's go now to the second half of April. Looks what's happening even towards the end of this month. The end of this month, these winds start turning to the west. Well, easterly winds flowing to the west. Now, and then that just stays the same here. It doesn't get better. That's the first half of May, and then here is June, and these guys are even curling up a little bit like this. And so all of these winds are a little bit west, or even flowing to the west, or even northwest. So the idea that he's been pushed or ended up drifting south like this, it may actually end up being a blessing. So these are the new data you can look at here. And let's just, on this review, let me come down and, hello, I'm back. I actually had to stop because I have two monitors going here, and I had lost one screen on another monitor, so I found it, so I can carry on with the last couple notes I wanted to make and add to this. But I also realized in that pause that I forgot to mention something. So I'm coming back to this other picture here. Well, actually, I'm live on Google Earth. But you see, here's his track down this way. And so I was pointing out that it's lucky he got south. But I didn't want to stress I need to stress more about why that's lucky. You see, these lines are equidistant. These are the 400-mile lines from Cairns, 400, 800, 1600. 1600, and so he's like 1400 away from his destination. But you notice that this whole run from here down to here, that's parallel to one of these. So during all these days and all of these, there's a red dot per day here. So that's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, something like a week or so, maybe more, during this leg from here to here. That's not, he didn't get any closer to Cairns at all. But what I've been talking about, so that would be generally bad news, but in a sense, and this happens a lot of times in ocean races, that you have to sometimes position yourself looking ahead. And so even though and this is a little bit optimistic thinking here, but he went all the way south here. He did get south, which might pay off, even though for the past 7 or 8 days he didn't get any closer to Cairns. Anyway, I didn't stress that point before I want to. Okay, so now we're back to Luck Grib, looking at this is the FV3 GFS, next generation, probably the best U.S. model, maybe the best model in the world right now for ocean data. And so here it is, and here's his position right now at this position here, right there. Yeah, that's his position in Luck Grib. And then I have set up, if you see his vessel is set up to make a progress of 1.5 knots. Now, he's not really making 1.5 knots at the moment, but here we're just look at some statistics of if he is going to make let's say the wind helps him out a little bit here, and he can go 1.5 knots along the rum line, then this is where his position would be every 24 hours like that. So if we drag this along here, you'll see the boat moving in that direction, and then we're seeing the weather at the boat as he goes. And look, this is nothing. Here's 3 or 4 days into the mission. He still doesn't have much wind at all, and he needs a little wind pushing him. Now here's something helpful right there. There's almost a full day of good wind, then it's going the wrong direction. It's just really squirrely, not helpful till he gets down here with a little bit firmer wind right here. But the thing we can do here is turn on this meteogram of the vessel, and then this shows the weather at the vessel using your projected speeds. And so that's one of the nice features. And again, unfortunately, there's nothing looking good in the future here. And one last note, we've tried to do some measurements on predicting currents, but that's not been very successful. What has been rather more successful is predicting squalls. This new generation of GFS has a parameter here called is a simulated radar. So if I shut off this if I shut off some of these other parameters here and just look at the composite reflectivity, that's the simulated radar reflectivity and the wind, then these areas are squalls. And as we move along here, you see, there's some borderline. This is what's interesting. Now, in principle, if that boat were here, he would not see squalls. But if that boat were here, he would see squalls. And that's the thing we've been watching and having pretty good luck at, of seeing that. See, so there's no real activity there at the site of the boat. Here's the boat here. But if you come back here, right about, maybe... right? So it's just they're not very big. When you get a big squall, and look at this reflectivity is 30. We really want, for a serious squall, we really want that to be over 40. But what's this down here? See, here you're getting 39, 30, no, it's still just 30. 32. So this will be more serious like this up here. Here's almost 40 up in here, and it'll go red when it starts being serious squalls. So the point is that we have had several cases now where we could forecast those squalls using this wonderful feature of this program, and I mean of the model and the program's nice way to display it, and then actually confirming with him that yes, he did see squalls at those times. So this is promising. The currents, on the other hand, not very promising.